morning. Today is June 29th. It is 4:40 a.m. It's the start of another vlog. As you guys know, I've implemented this routine where 4 days a week I'm waking up at 4 a.m. and I'm learning a lot about it. This is my third week, and last week I didn't manage every day. The week before that I didn't manage every day. And the more weeks go on, though, the more I'm learning about the routine, and that's the process. You're meant to develop these things and then learn about them and see how you can do them better so you can progress them, see what works for you, what doesn't work for you, because what works for me will never work for you. Right? We're completely different people with completely different goals. So you have to learn the habits, the routines that subconsciously push you towards your goal, right? And that's the purpose of me doing this routine. This week, you've got a big focus, really just tackling the content and wrapping that up, and then moving into next week when Summit will be the main focus. Maybe by Wednesday, all this will be wrapped up and I'll be ahead to the point where I can focus on just Summit, but we'll see. We'll see where it's at. I'm just sitting here outlining the content for the week and then my stuff I need to do today. So I'm about to do all the stuff I need to do today and just conquer my list of things. I'm trying to recycle all of my followers. I've been posting a lot more. I would post 4 Yap long forms a week, 2 business videos a week, a business video every 2 days, a main feed reel every day, 5 trial reels a day. Open up another one called Thorough Clips, just for the YouTube video stuff. The main focus right now to pull from my social media is my network and build the people I know, and not build an entirely huge audience yet, but more get to know everybody in the industry, get to know everybody in the world and build my place in it. And then eventually, when the time is right, when I've built the things I wanted to build, I'll come back and I'll sit in front of the camera and we'll do a huge scale launch to get in front of as many people as possible. But right now, I'm really enjoying building my businesses, building the things I want to build, and meeting the people that can help me build it. And that's the goal of my personal brand, and that's the use and the utility of it right now. Yesterday really opened my eyes up to the idea of consulting. I definitely want to give it a few more months, but I had a client come in and, his business was suffering. That was the main reason why he was coming in. And I immediately realized when he walked in, when I felt his energy and just his state of mind, it wasn't his business. And I couldn't sit there and yell at him and go, your input's the problem. But that's the reality. You're going to get clients, especially at an agency offer, where what you're delivering isn't the problem. What the problem is their ability to use those things and their inputs. And this kid, he's a hard working young guy, and I instantly clocked that we broke it down and we sat there for an hour and a half talking, and we broke down that he's been struggling with self-doubt. He feels like he doesn't have a reason to make money this year. Last year it was to prove everyone else wrong, but after he proved everyone wrong, he didn't have another reason. So we broke that down and we broke it down, and then we went forward and we figured out some actionable steps for him and what his main purpose should be right now. I break it into 3 steps. You find a purpose, a reason. It could be anything. His is to love himself. And then you use that reason as discernment to decide what thoughts bring value to that, what actions value to that, what beliefs bring value to that. So if he's ever going to sit there and think self-hatred, self-doubt, that doesn't help him love himself. That doesn't align with his purpose. So get rid of it. An action, maybe smoking too much, that doesn't align with loving himself. Or eating shit food, it doesn't align with loving himself. Fuck it. Beliefs saying that he can be depressed or he can be sad, he's unfixable, that doesn't align with loving himself. So get rid of it. And now that's given him the ability of discernment to go and tackle the bigger objective in life right now, which is, what is his purpose, right? And I gave him a lot of direction, and we left, and he was like, this is one of the best conversations I've ever had in my life. And I was like, well, man, you helped me a lot because this is what I want to do in the future. And he was like, this is a good start. So definitely going to look towards doing some consulting in the future outside of just business, because business is a tool to achieve the things you want. But what it comes down to is your character, your beliefs, your perspectives that will push you to be so great. I'm unlocking the ability to shift people's perspectives and shift people's beliefs.
Slow down with the greatness, gotta take time, pose out on a bait thing. On a date night, they try to imitate mine, that's a hate crime. Bros in the can, throwing hands, that's a cage fight.
Alright, today is June 30th, it's Tuesday. I didn't make it up at 4 a.m. today. Yesterday I did. Today I woke up at 4 a.m. I went to bed a bit late, was the issue. So I woke up at 4 a.m. and I was like, nah, this isn't gonna work. It makes more sense for me to go to sleep. So sometimes you just gotta make the call. Unfortunately, I went to bed late. I was up sparring with my brother, and then that gave me so much adrenaline I just couldn't sleep. It's just punching me in the face. But I ended up sleeping in until about 7, and that was a bit too much. Like I should have slept in till like 6, but I slept 9 hours, which is a bit too much. Whenever I sleep more than 8 hours, I always get too groggy for some reason. I don't know why. It just makes me feel weird. Wow. I'm out having breakfast. It's 1:30. I'm doing some overhead for the company, so I'm just texting all our leads, collecting pay from them, handling pay for our employees. And yeah, that's kind of it right now. And I just wanted to pull out the camera. Usually what I do in days like this is I'll sit at home and I'll work for 6 hours and tell my brain like there's no point, I'm just wasting my time, I'm catching myself just not working effectively. I'll get outside, I'll go eat, I'll socialize, I'll talk to somebody, talk to 2 people, have a coffee, and I was gonna get a yogurt bowl. My waiter said, nah, you gotta get a watermelon feta salad. I've never heard of a watermelon feta salad in my life, and it's actually unreal. It's amazing. Wow. Sometimes you just gotta put faith in strangers. She had so much passion behind recommending it, I just had to eat it. I just started, like this month, I'm wrapping up the personal brand, but we did so much personal brand work. Now I've got a clipping account, we've got Thorough Speeches, we've got the business channel that's pushing every single day. I mean, every two YouTube videos a week. The Thorough Speeches is 4 speeches a week. We got a YouTube clips that's posting 1 a day. Business reels are going out every other day. Main channel has got 5 trial reels going out a day and 1 main reel. And the trial reel system's gone down really effective. So now we're going back and we're looking at the best performing trial reels out of the batch we posted, and then making variations of the best performing ones and just continuously that loop while still testing new ideas so that we can figure out what else works. So we ended up in a dry season, and that's been performing a lot better. Like I started at the beginning of this month, down 1,500 followers. Like I was at 27,000 flat, and I was just losing followers every single day. Wasn't posting at all. Then I made a pact with the boys, post every single day, and this grew into this huge content system that I've built. And in my scenario, I figured out that content is the highest leverage trigger that I can pull right now, 100%. So that's what I'm focused on, and that's what I'm doing, and it's working, it's going well. Then I'm gonna go home, and next month, moving into July 1st, tomorrow, and I don't like setting goals for months, because that creates unnecessary pressure in your own head, and then also like it just doesn't allow you to focus on the highest leverage things. If you set a goal for a week from now, right, then you're gonna be focused on the tasks that give you instant gratification towards that goal. Now, if you have a campaign you wanna launch in a week or 2 weeks, great. But if it's just a general life goal and you're setting a goal, it's going to cause you to do instant gratification tasks instead of compounding tasks, which will provide you value in 3 months, 6 months, a year, right? And those are the things you have to matter, because you have to realize you have another 80 years on this fucking planet, 70 years on this planet. And what's more valuable, providing value to yourself in 10 years or providing value to you now, right? So really, really get yourself into the notion of thinking on a long-term scale and embracing that you're gonna live a long fucking time. And as long as you can walk, breathe, shit, and piss, take care of what you need to take care of right now, you need to focus on the compounding inputs. Right now, eating this watermelon feta salad is a compounding input. It's gonna make me feel better in the future. Wow.
Alright, it's June 30th. It's 40 degrees out right now, and you might be wondering, why are you drinking hot tea? Well, let me tell you a story before I just cut to the workout. I'm working out outside now because right now I just don't like the idea of going and working inside of a gym. I hate the idea of it. So, doing an outdoor workout, feels like 43 degrees, and I'm drinking hot tea because when I was a kid, I used to train with this Shaolin monk. He was a master in Northern Shaolin. And we used to do sparring as a kid for 4 years. And we were never allowed to drink water the entire session. When we did forms, practice, stretch, sparring, never water. It was always hot tea. And that was to instill discipline in us so that we couldn't sit there and just chug, chug, chug. You have to take your time. You have to sip. Little things like that just create such a good story. So here I am, June 30th, 8 years later, and a body able, fit, happy, drinking hot tea in 40-degree weather. I'm gonna work out outside. Some quick carbs. The physique's been downhill a little because I haven't been working out, but it's time to bring that back and work out.
So I handled it delicately. She kind of said,
go. Some body weight fun stuff. Pretty new compared to how I used to work out, but I love it.
I'm feeling villainous. I couldn't afford them kicks. I had one pair and I cleaned them rigorous. Squeezed in Junior, I feel like Vinicius. Young G stupid, but they ain't idiots. It's scary, trap insidious. How you expect us to know how to love?
Alright, it is July 1st. Bringing you along for my morning. 4:31 a.m. And I'm about to go crazy with my supplements. I usually don't take these right away, but I wanted to show you guys, so I'm taking them before I sit down to work. And I've got lion's mane, B12 energy, so this helps with energy, this helps with like thinking, omega-3s, fish oil, and helps overall health. Ashwagandha, it increases energy, enhances memory, reduces stress. Vitamin D, you always need vitamin D. Don't get this brand or this brand, they're really shit. I have to swap these out. They don't give you any value. But vitamin C, you don't need a horny goat weed. I have it. It's some libido shit, so it increases your libido, and it's really good for blood flow. It's a gym thing. Take Greens Plus. No one eats their greens, and our human body is designed for some greens, and also it's important to get your nutrition. And then creatine is an absolute must. So that's my stack for supplements, and then at night I take magnesium and zinc.
Project Finesse. I know what you're thinking. What is finesse?
That's money, man. No, you were actually fucking killing it. It's incredible to hear.
I appreciate you guys know. Definitely made a great choice.
Yeah, I'm glad everything's going to plan. So what I'll do is I'll send you over that new script. And even if you film it on the phone, that's fine. Just get that done. It'll be 5 hooks, 1 body, 1 CTA, and then that'll be 5 ads. And then what I'd recommend doing is we just put that in a testing campaign right now.
Okay.
And let your ads still run. What's the CPL on them right now? Like 30, 20? 20? Yeah, so let it keep running at a $20 CPL. Let the testing ads run for like a week so they have their own designated budget. Because what that does is if you throw it in the campaign with all the other ones, we might not be able to see any budget pushed towards them. They won't even get the chance. So if you put them in their own campaign, dedicate $50 to them, then they'll have the budget to get tested. And then we can promote whatever ones do well to that winning campaign.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, sweet. So yeah, as soon as you get those filmed, I'll get those headed off to you.
Okay, sweet. That works with me.
And then if you want to give me in exchange one, and then we'll edit them, of course, obviously. If you want to give me exchange, what would you say to somebody? What would you say to somebody that's a home service business owner that is on the fence of working with us?
I would say that when it comes down to, picking what you're going to do in terms of how you do it, the difference between going with, an agency like Summit and doing it yourself is that you're probably already soaking the cost somewhere in your business anyway.
Yeah.
Whether it's, leads going uncalled, customers going unanswered, really anything like that in your business, you're probably losing that money anyway. And so why not just invest in your own efficiency? I think that's the real difference. And I think really it's one of those things where if you do what you need to do in your business, it's going to pay itself off no matter what. And so when it comes down to it, and if you're choosing between picking Summit and not picking Summit, I guess you really just have to decide, do I want to run a more efficient business, or am I okay with my own efficiency?
Wow, what an answer. You really clip that. Like, one of the things that I angled with Liam is because I'm getting into my own personal consulting. That's my goal eventually. I want to consult the 10 Alex fucking Hermosens. That's my goal.
Yeah.
Just be the consultant for those 10 and be happy.
Yeah.
And no, so anytime you have any questions about business or anything, you feel like you need an advisory question, somebody your age that's more in line with AI and the way the environment and the industry is changing, let me know, and I'm always happy to get on call.
You have to do the same, because society has created such one mission to create as many free thinkers, and most importantly, I've fast track a year later. I'm 19 years old. I made 600,000, created a personal brand that's reached millions, made $500,000 for in the last 30 days. Majority of people in home service think, okay, it's Thursday at 3 p.m. I'm just sat out here on my front lawn for my beautiful house, eating pistachios in the sun. And when I came out here to sit down, I was just realizing people don't have this luxury. Every day I sit there and I think about the stress that entrepreneurship brings me. And in this game, you rarely think about how much pleasure and how much joy and how much in the small things, how much value being an entrepreneur is. I'm able to sit here in the sun on a Thursday at 4 p.m. just bathing, just enjoying. And other people in this world just do not have that freedom. Majority of the people in this world are out of job right now. They aren't able to do what they want, work on what they want, be who they want to be. And I don't blame them. It's because the society that we live in. And the society that we live in has orchestrated it in a way that people are like that, And that you don't have a choice. You have to operate like that. We're born and we're programmed into this society to believe that that is the only way. And that every other way is wrong. And even our own parents sit there. I'm lucky enough that my mom never believed in this shit. She never believed in the system. She always fought against it. And that's true. She did fight against it. She fought so much that they took her medical license away. She's no longer a doctor here in Canada because she fought against the system. My father went to jail because he fought against the system. And people always ask me, why do I speak so passionately on freeing people's minds? It's because I've been affected personally. You all have been affected personally, and they've attacked you since the day you were born, and your parents, and your parents' parents, and your parents' parents' parents. But they put my father in jail, and they took my mother's license away, and her only purpose in life was to help people and heal people, and they took her ability away to do that, because she didn't want to push pills, and she didn't want to take away human rights. And it's just sick. It's sickening that we still exist in this society, and we live with it, and we exist in it, and we tolerate it, and that men have become so weak. And I blame it on men. I blame everything on men. In the 1700s, we would start a civil war over 2% tax. Now it's 40%. They bend us over and fuck us, and we sit there and we enjoy it. And I get it. The game has become every man for themselves, every family for themselves, and that's the point they've pushed us to. If you don't focus on just your family, then you don't have anything. Because they've got you in a position where even if you try fighting for the world, try fighting for good, that they'll get you. They'll attack you. And you won't be able to say anything about it, do anything about it. You need a tremendous amount of power to do anything nowadays. A tremendous amount of attention, a tremendous amount of money. And the reality is, even in that situation, you can't do much. That's why I talk so much, because this is my biggest superpower. Being able to sit here and speak freely. And that's why I was holding so much gratitude out here. In entrepreneurship, we sit out here, we we aren't as grateful as, we don't take the small moments in, the little peace and the little blessings that being an entrepreneur brings us. When you look at the society and people that have to work 5 days a week minimum, 9 to 5, and I'm out here on a Thursday at 3 p.m. sitting in my front lawn with a camera and mic just spouting absolute bullshit because I can. Because I made a decision to break through that and pursue things that I wanted to pursue and live a life that I wanted to live.
All right. Today is July 3rd, 12 p.m. I just wanted to pull up the camera and kind of reorientate us. I'm about to hop on a call with my two closest male friends, Sash and Seth. They have very similar goals to me. And we've been implementing where we do 2 calls a week where we just review each other, 1 creative call, 1 business call. Obviously it changes sometimes, but we just review each other, talk to each other about everything, and go through the entire process. And it's been super, super beneficial. If you guys have any close friends, it's super, super important. It's helped us all tremendously. We always come to one conclusion after every call. It always benefits each other. And it's been super, super important for us. But I wanted to come on here and reorientate us because I realized through the past couple of YouTube videos, I haven't been showing you guys as much as the business as I wanted to. And that's one of the biggest aspects of my life. Business is like 80% of my life. So just to get us back and let you guys know where I'm at and what I'm working on, we recently stopped doing windows and gutters and we went all in on this service called polymeric sanding. It's a much higher ticket. So we went from an average ticket of $250 to $2,000 and $2,500, which is much, much better. Easier to manage, easier to sell, easier to get done, and overall just better in general. And from there, the biggest focus in July right now is to get Summit back on its feet and back up and running and close a client with a new offer. So that's what I'm really focused on is we've went through a lot of changes of what Summit is offering. Originally we started with the sales engine, the business operations and team operations, and through running with the 12 operators that we have now and getting such great results for them, the biggest things I've realized is that it is so crucial. The biggest things I've realized is what actually matters, what actually works for people, and what are the most important things. And then, outside of that, then creating those back-end offers that are strong. So right now what that looks like is, 1, we run meta ads for our clients, creating 1 lead source for them that's really consistent, really strong, which we've gotten really good at. 2 is the sales process behind that 1 lead source that is really strong, really concurrent, and a full sales system behind the entire company. Any lead that comes in goes through that entire process. If you want to know what that system actually looks like, you can go look at my business YouTube videos. I fully explain exactly what we do, pretty much. Not the meta ads breakdown yet, but that'll come soon. And then the third aspect of it is, the consulting, coaching aspect, which I notice is actually one of the biggest things for my clients as well. I had a client come in the other day where his business isn't doing great, and we realized it was his inputs and not the things that we were providing him that were the issues, right? So there's so many different aspects to it, but breaking down the offer into those core 3 things, and that's the upfront, and we're charging $9K USD, and then it goes into a monthly retainer after 3 months. So you pay $9K upfront, and then monthly retainer afterwards, which I think we've decided on $2K USD every month after that. And then, it's not that we're taking away the other aspects of our offer, but that's on the back end and that's on the upsells. Once they break out of that 30 to 50K range a month, they get into 100K, then we start looking at the other things and okay, now you're making money. Now we can start building every other aspect of the company to make sure you're making millions every year, right? Which is a digital presence, more lead sources, content creation, business operations, and team operations. So one thing I'm doing is I'm watching Alex Hormozi's free course on acquisition.com, which just walks you through how to build an offer. And I read his book, Offers, $100 million offers, $100 million leads, not modules yet. That's been the biggest thing right now. One of the things I want to bring back into this is really showing you guys the raw, dirty process. Sometimes this month I've had to go on job sites, I've had to do jobs. This is just, I had to make the money, right? I've always told you guys, I've been quite transparent with entrepreneurship. It goes like this. 1 month I'm fucking traveling around the entire world, spending $30,000 in an entire month, and then the next month I'm fucking on job sites, trying to make some money for my rent and my family, right? So
the main focus right now is the summit offer, build that completely out. And once I build that out, I can go and, finish all of the other aspects of it, get our testimonials together, get our case studies together, set up a system for the organic, set up a system for the ads, and really, really push Summit hard and get a close out of it. So that's the goal. We want to close another 13 Summit clients by the end of the summer. It's July 3rd. We want to close that many by August 31st. So that's my focus. That's the one goal for Summit. And the polymeric sanding just provides cash flow for Summit and cash flow for life. So it's been good that we've been able to transition to ads solely. And I want to show you guys what that looks like, what our ad system looks like, but progression's there, and that's the main focus. So now I'm about to hop on this call with these guys, and I'll talk to you guys about it later. It's 5:30. It's July 6th, Monday. So I woke up at 4 a.m. today. I went to, woke up at 4 a.m. Sat in front of my sun lamp, getting my sun ED in a place where the sun don't shine. And then did work until about 9:30. And I left the house, did an estimate for some polymeric sanding in the West End of Toronto. Then I got to First Health around 11:30, which is the gym, my boy's gym, Moz, the owner of it. He showed up, but I had a call for about an hour and a half with Seth and Sash, my two best friends, walking through everything that we're doing, really getting into content strategy. And we completed a second week of full content push out, which is really dope to see. And after talking to them for a while, I sat down, did some more work. My brain was a bit foggy, so I wasn't operating that good. In and out of conversation. And then I went and worked out with Moz, talked to him a bit. He just went through some crazy shit. Lost his IG account with like 200K. But then fucking 2 weeks later, he's got an account with 10K followers. He's doing 100K months again. Easy. Not an issue at all. Everything lives in your head. That's the beautiful thing about being human. Everything that you gain just lives in your head and never leaves. Thank you, brother. No problem. Oh, could I just get a medium salsa? Yeah, thank you. But like last month was a huge focus on content. Like I'm pushing out so many pieces of content compared to that I used to. Pushing out 2 business YouTube videos a week, trying to help people scale their home source companies. Just micro niching. Thank you. Thank you so much. Just micro niching, because that's my way I want to pull in clients for Summit right now. I want to build a good foundation for it. I've been really struggling with defining our offer and going back and forth with myself, even though I know everything's there. So what I did is I decided to just take all my testimonial calls, all my sales calls I've ever had for the Summit, give it to my AI, Claude. It decoded all of them, really put together my ICP based on people I actually work with, and now I'm set. And now it's able to, if I'm ever stuck on scripting a business video or stuck on making a carousel post or a creative for ads, it's like we have all the data already from our sales calls, from our testimonial calls of what the problems they struggled with, what solutions they needed solved firsthand from actually talking to these people. And we can just turn that into content. There's so many problems, there's so many angles that we can take on the actual words from our own ICP. And Claude can synthesize all of that and make sure that, when we're making content, we're making the best piece of content we absolutely can, and the topic is strong and actually can convert. Because this is the way it went. I needed to get my creativity back to start making content, and then we needed to find the basic inputs to, for me to get content out again, which is 5 trial reels a day, 1 reel a day, 1 long form a week for my personal brand, 2 business YouTube videos, 4 full speeches, 1 YouTube clip on an Instagram clipping account every day that funnels to my YouTube channel, and then really designing the funnel behind it, which everything is pushing to something called the written letter. It's my biggest focus right now. It's just pushing my entire audience to the written letter and making it so that's what they focus on and that's what they subscribe to, because the idea behind that is if I get you guys to join my written letter and I start speaking to you guys every single week, and I love writing. I actually do love writing. And if I start sending a newsletter out to you guys twice a week, sharing my personal experiences, everything I'm going through, the exact tools I'm learning, the media that I'm consuming, literally everything, just completely open, and especially sharing the shit that I want to say but I can't say on social media because I'll get canceled. Then I can push you guys anywhere I want. You know, once I have you in that position, I can push you to anything I create, anything I want to sell, anything I want to build, and that's my idea behind the written letter. Go check out the written letter. It's going to be valuable, sharing a lot, and everybody on the written letter is going to be getting one person every week will be chosen to get a Project Risk Journal if they respond and they're replying to the newsletter actively. And that's my goal for the next 3 months, just ship out a journal every week to a new person for completely free and just get that flowing and give value to you guys for actually, you know, giving me your attention and providing me with your attention. You know, that's truly a blessing to get from you guys. And now that I've laid down those base inputs, it's okay, like, now let's take the data that we have and let's build strategy. Who are these business videos truly for? Really speak to the ICP, put intention behind the content you're making. Now that you know you can put in the inputs, let's put intention behind it. Let's find the intention behind every piece of content, because when your piece of content has intention, it will be far more valuable to who you're offering it to and who you're trying to provide value to in general. It's like my full trial reel system right now is like, we'll take 12 clips from the week, let's say. If you're starting from zero, you take 12 clips, you run all 12 clips, you make 3 variations of each clip, so you end up with 36 trial reels. You schedule them all throughout the week. My AI does this. I have an AI scheduler. It schedules all my content across all my platforms. You don't have to pay any subscription for anything. And then next week, we'll take 6 new clips. We'll make 3 variations for each new clip. And then we'll take the 6 best performing clips from last week and promote them and keep pushing them and make tiny little iterations to keep progressing them. And then we'll do the same next week, and the same next week, and the same next week. And the ideas with testing new is that we're testing new formats. So we're not testing the little things like a hook, yes, the hook's important, but I don't want to make that many alterations. It's the same base clip. We're just shifting different aspects of it to change the format. So we're looking for new winning formats. And the way I'm finding and building new formats is by looking at the people I want to be like, looking at what I want to achieve, and finding the commonalities in all their content, finding the commonalities in all their character traits, and then applying that to taking those commonalities and mixing and matching them to make a new format. And then I'll find another winning format for Instagram, and I can start pushing my reels with that, and start funneling and pushing and pushing and pushing. That's my idea behind the trial reels right now, but it constantly shifts. I want to get really back in tune with my YouTube channel and really, you know, be in it and be a part of it. And ultimately, like, really remember why I started this. To purely fucking document. And the written letter generally gives me so much passion to have, and push, and give out there. So, you know, these videos might look a little bit boring, they might be a little empty, they might not have everything you're looking for. But I want to get more out to you guys. I want to show you more. I want to show you my struggles. I want to show you what I'm going through. I want to show you how I get back on the job sites when I have to. That's just fucking entrepreneurship. That's the name of the game. One week you'll have fucking a 10K week. The next you'll blow it, and then you'll be back at square one. Or you might not even blow it. You might invest it. My investment might go wrong, because investments do. And then you're back at square one. You're doing the jobs. You're doing the estimates. You're doing the sales calls. And that's okay, because that's entrepreneurship. That's what you do. When you get pushed back, you don't sit there and cry, why did this happen, or where did my money go? No, you stand up and you do what you need to do, and you continue to conquer, and you continue to achieve the goals that you wish to fucking achieve. Thanks for watching. Go subscribe to the written letter, the link in the description, frostlerwell.com. And I wish you all the best, and I'll see you next week.